Scotland the Brave, part 3. I was doing this on the plane on the way home, and I didn't care who was watching me. There was only really one person that could be watching me, and it was the person next to me on the plane. And at the time, I was like, you know what? Who cares? I'm so tired. I don't even care. So I kept going, and I just did my art, and I was like, if they're looking, fine. If they're not looking, that's okay too. I was doing my art for myself, and I was so concentrated on doing what I was really wanting to do and really truly enjoying what I was finding. And one of the things that I do when I travel is I bring this little bag, and I put in scraps, because scraps are easy to carry. They make meaningful memories. When we landed, the gentleman next to me, who's originally from New Zealand, who lives in London now and was traveling to San Francisco like I was on the plane, we hadn't really talked too much on the flight, because I get really, not anxious, but when I'm around new people, I get a little quiet sometimes. And I also don't want to bug someone. I mean, we're on a plane, we're stuck there for long, I think like 10 and a half hours. I didn't really want to bug them, so I didn't really want to talk to them. Plus I fell asleep like almost instantly in the very beginning. But what was funny was when we were waiting, when we landed in San Francisco, we just started chatting, and the person was really nice. I don't think I caught his name. Said something about my art. It really touched me because, again, on the way over, when I was doing the, some collage and working in my journal, on the way over on the plane, I felt embarrassed and like, what are people thinking of me? I'm doing this, and you know, I'm not an artist. I even made a little like short about it, like, it's okay. I almost stopped my art because someone might be looking over my head and thinking it's ridiculous, whatever, right? But because Scotland is the brave country, this gentleman, he said, so how do you get those little pieces of paper? They're quite striking. And I was like, how cool is that? He didn't say, your art is gorgeous, I want to buy it. Of course not, because nobody really wants to buy this. This is for me. This is why I make art, why I create, because the way that it makes me feel. Process over product, right? Not to impress anyone. So he said, how do you choose those papers? And really what I explained to him very shortly was, they're simply scraps. They're simply scraps that I use. And so it got us talking about how he's taken a few classes and how he creates art, and then people ask you to rip it up. And it's so cool because that's what I do. So it was really neat because I wasn't super brave in talking to people when I was in Scotland. I kept to myself a lot because I get a little bit nervous when I first meet people, which is ironic being a teacher, because you have to talk to people you don't know all the time. But he shared with me about some of his art experiences. And so my point is, just doing simple things in public, push through the brave, push through the questioning, because you never know what you'll open up inside yourself or possibly in someone else. Scotland the Brave. Follow for more.